What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to Late's Hoops. Today's video, we're just going to be talking about the NBA and how right now so many insane things are happening night in and night out. This is just kind of a video to reintroduce me back into regularly uploading. I appreciate your guys' patience. We'll be discussing the Brooklyn Nets, the MVP race, and Donovan Mitchell's 71-point game last night. If you guys are enjoying this video, please be sure to subscribe, as 93% of you who are watching this video are not. Without further ado, let's get straight into this video talking about Donovan Mitchell. He becomes the 7th player in NBA history to score at least 70 points in an NBA game, and now has the most points scored in a game since Devin Booker did when he dropped 70 points in a loss against the Celtics in 2017. Difference is, Spida and the Cavs got this win tonight. I think they were actually down by 20 going into the half. I was very discouraged to continue to watch this game. I put the Nets game on, but then they were blowing out the Spurs by so much, so I put it back on, and boy am I glad I did. It's remarkable to see or even think that this is a possibility in an NBA game. As basketball fans, we're kind of just trained to think that every game is going to look somewhat similar and people are just going to put up their regular averages, with the exception of some great performances. I mean, this season alone, we've seen this 71-point game. We've seen Luka have his own one-of-one stat line when he boasted a 60-point, 20-rebound, 10-assist stat line the other night. And then we've seen Jokic continue to just dominate and make his case for the third MVP in 3 years, which we'll be talking about later in this video. These are the games as NBA fans that we have to appreciate. I've said it time and time again, as NBA fans, we do not appreciate what we have until they're gone. A great example is this. A lot of people who are not big LeBron fans, they will probably be very upset and be missing LeBron when he retires, but that's a whole nother topic. We may not get to see someone score this many points in a game for another 5 years, maybe even 10 years. Donovan and the Cavs have been on cloud 9 after last night's win, and I can't do anything but tip my cap to them, as well as the Brooklyn Nets. 7-Eleven and the rest of the Brooklyn Nets team has been on an absolute tear these last 2 months. They're 12-0 in their last 12 games, and with them matching up against the Bulls, the Heat, and the Pelicans in their next 3, I could honestly see them advancing to 15-0 in their last 15 games. In the month of December, Kyrie and Kevin Durant have been averaging above 30 points, shooting on 50, 40, 90 splits, which, if you don't know, is remarkably efficient. It's been so much fun to watch the Nets as a whole start to click and work together more. Honestly, the atmosphere has shifted tremendously since the replacement of Steve Nash with their new head coach, Jacques Vaughn. He has so much trust in his players, and from what I've seen, he has the perfect balance of knowing when to draw up plays like a coach should, but also just sitting back and taking input from the stars who are on the floor, the superstars that are on the floor, actually living and breathing all 48 minutes of each and every night. I'm stoked to see the ceiling of this Nets team, and it feels like for the first time in a long time, with the super team, or you'd say the Kevin Durant or Kyrie era that started in 2017, that the Brooklyn Nets are actually contenders. I feel like in years past and in the years before, it's always been, well, if they're healthy, they can win it all. And I mean, yes, that was probably true when they had James Harden, but the team was always lacking so much depth. But now, right now as we speak, with their current roster makeup, from the 2 superstars in KD and Kai, all the way to the amazing role players they have like Seth Curry or Yuta Watanabe or Royce O'Neal or Nick Claxton, and even Ben Simmons is finding his footing in this team, and more every day. It's been awesome. Do I think that they're championship contenders? If you want to know the answer to that, you can check out the video I made on that topic preseason to know the answer. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is the MVP race. Right now, it's got to be between the top 3, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and either Joel Embiid or Kevin Durant. While Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jason Tatum have been playing great for their respective teams, and they've been having amazing seasons, and it's not like their production has been changing or falling off or getting worse, but when Luka is boasting a historic triple-double or a 50-piece every other night, or Jokic is getting 45-point triple-doubles and being the 1 seed in the Western Conference and making the Nuggets legitimate contenders even on their worst days, it's hard to include them in this list or in this conversation. Now, who do I think is leading the race right now? It's tough, because if you'd asked me a week ago, I'd say Jokic is running away with it, no question. I'd even maybe say that Giannis or Tatum or Durant is running away with it, no question. But the statistical output Luka has had over these last 10 days, paired with the fact that the Mavs have gone from the 10 seed in the play-in to the 4th seed as a playoff lock, and just 4 games behind the 1 seed, the Denver Nuggets, it's remarkably impressive. explosive. Stats aside, they're both also, in my opinion, the true definition of what the most valuable player award should be. If you take Giannis or Tatum or Kevin Durant off their respective teams, I believe that they'd still be able to float and make the play-in or the playoffs. However, if you lose Jokic or Luka, both teams are now in the lottery, and that's just my opinion. I understand the Nuggets have Jamal and they have Michael Porter Jr. and they got, Bruce Brown they just got, and they've got a pretty decent supporting cast with Aaron Gordon, but I just think that Jokic elevates and makes every single player on that Nuggets roster 5 to 10 to even 20% better every single night. The thing is while they're both so valuable, I think one of them has a winning play style and one of them doesn't. And that's why I have to choose him, Nikola Jokic. As the Nuggets sit as the 1 seed in the West, Jokic is still dominating the NBA, and I see it's very possible that he can win his 3rd MVP in the 3rd year, making history as the first person to do so since Larry Bird did it in 1984 to 1986. While Luka, what he's doing is great and phenomenal. It reminds me a little bit too much of James Harden on the Rockets in his darkest days. It's fun to watch him go playground mode and play 1v5, but come playoff time, I don't think that style of play yields great results, but that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Who's the front for this MVP race? Are the Brooklyn Nets contenders? And how do you guys feel about Donovan Mitchell scoring 71 points in an NBA game? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate your support as always. These uploads, hopefully they're going to be staying consistent into the new year. I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.